If you were commander-in-chief, would you make concessions to Kim Jong-un in order to keep those talks going?
With all due deference to the fact that this is a presidential debate, Donald Trump got punked.
The junior senator from California on the stage tonight. She is standing by with Chris Matthews. Chris?
Well, I think we know what the word punk means. You mean
that he was taken advantage of, that he was outskilled, that he was not clear of purpose, and instead he was so vulnerable to flattery that the fragility of his ego stood in the way of what's in the best interest of America's national security. That's what I mean.
He gave away, as you put it, I recall, a photo op and got nothing.
And got nothing. Chris, listen, we've always known that North Korea presents a very serious challenge to our national security. I am the only person on that debate stage who serves on the Senate Intelligence Committee and the Senate Homeland Security Committee, by the way. I have, during the course of my time in the Senate, been in regular receipt of classified information from the American intelligence community about the threats to our nation's security and hotspots around the world. But it doesn't take being in that skiff to know what I'm saying, which is North Korea presents a real danger. And instead of negotiating from a position of strength, this guy just, again, goes for the photo op with, remember, all of these flags that looked almost fake.
Yeah.
And what in exchange? There's been no concessions.
Right.
There's been nothing gained, and in fact, a lot lost. We have stopped our operations with South Korea. For a year and a half now, we've not engaged in those operations, which are critical.
Right, the exercises.
Yes, those
Let me ask you about something that's the hottest news maybe of the year, even bigger than this election, this primary fight.
Yeah.
Today, Sondland, Ambassador Sondland, ambassador to the EU, who is basically the ringleader for the president with the three amigos and Giuliani and all, he basically lined up in a litany all the top government officials who are working with him on this deal. This wasn't some rogue operation the way Trump is trying to, his people are trying to sell it. This was a government-wide effort.
It's what I called it. What I call it. It's a criminal enterprise. It involved. According to Sondland today, it involved, as he said, quote, everyone was in the loop, which is by inference and also explicitly what he said, the president, the vice president, the secretary of state, and the chief of staff.
And the Secretary of Energy, for what it's worth. They were all in that. Yeah, so you think that this guy should be removed from office?
Which guy?
Donald Trump.
I think that the process of impeachment is a robust and important process, and it should proceed, and we'll see where it goes. I think it's going to end up in impeachment.
Do you have your vote figured out?
Well, I have eyes and ears, and I can see what everybody can see in plain sight, which leads me to believe that there's a lot of evidence there that would be grounds for impeachment, but it'll come over to the Senate.
Good work tonight.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me, or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.